Okay, so the football team is running the ball and throwing the ball, and they've moved it this many yards each game in total. And we decided we're going to graph on the x-axis, we're going to graph the number of games. On the y-axis, the yardage, which is in yards. Okay, you can put yards there and games there. So let's think about it. Do we have a 0? Did we play any 0 games? Then we had played 1 game, 2 games, 3 games, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and that goes all the way up to 10. 10 games, right? Now, that's not going to be the best way to do the vertical axis, is it? Because if we go 0 to 10, do any of our data points have 10 yards gainage? No, so we need to count by bigger numbers. And now, here's a little trick. When you're dealing with data, there isn't any really low totals. They're all in the 200s. So let's do this. This is what we call a break symbol. We're going to pretend that we cut the the y-axis there. It means we skipped a bunch of numbers. Thank you. We skipped a bunch of numbers, and let's just start at 225. We'll start at 225 there, and then what do you think we want to increase by? Let's do 25. So this is 250, plus 25 is 275, 300. Do we get a lot of data points between 225 and 300? Yeah, we got a lot in here. Okay, so it's going to fit. Then let's go 325, 350. Keep counting by. Well, let's go all the way up to 400 because we have nothing past 400. And we could go all the way up. We could go all the way up to 450 if we wanted to, but we don't need to for our data. So I'm just going to stop right there. So it was nice that we could put a break symbol in. But be careful when you do that. Okay, there's some kind of break in the data, so we skipped 0 to 225. When we go to graph these things, it's going to be the y-intercept's going to be messed up. Okay, so we've got to be really careful on this sometimes. Okay, so let's try to guess what this. Where's game 1, 348 yards? Game 1, 348 is really close to 350, isn't it? So let's just put it just a little bit below it. Game 2 was 350 yards. That's exactly 350, so I can go right on this. Game 3 was exactly 300 yards. That's nice. It's a nice one to find right there. Game 4 was 295, just a little bit less. So I'll put it right there. It's not exact. I just know it's a little bit less than 300. Game 4, that's what we just did. Game 5 is 280. So just a little bit above 275. Game 6 is exactly 250. And Game 7 is 225. Okay. It's on the second page. No, just open that up. Okay. So let's look at this. Does this data line up in a nice line? No. It does not. That's why we call them scatter plots. If we graph, and most data in the real world does not line up in a nice line. So the problem with it is, though, we want to make predictions or make a model with the data, we want to get a line of best fit. So what I want you to do right now is I want you to identify the pattern here. What's the pattern? Is the yardage increasing each game, or is it generally decreasing each game? Decreasing. So do you think if you were a football coach, would you have concerns with your offense?
Yes.
Yeah. If that was just rushing yards, not throwing yards. But I think this is total yardage. So something's happening to your team. Now, maybe you're playing better teams as the season goes on, so their defenses are better. Maybe people are learning about your offense, And you can't keep doing the same thing. You're going to have to change some things up. Maybe you keep losing your offensive player, your best offensive player, so it's becoming harder and harder to do stuff. I don't know. There's lots of explanations. I don't have any more of the story here. So you guys said the data. Can you identify the pattern? I'll zoom out here a bit. It says, can you identify the pattern in the above data? Well, it looks like Ryan said, it looks like the total yards is decreasing as you play more games. Okay? It's decreasing as you play more games. Now, you're going to say, oh, no, but after game 1 and game 2, it was 2 yards more. Yes, but it's not that much different. And we're talking about what we call a trend. We have this word called a trend. What is the overall pattern? Or the overall direction? That's what we were talking about when I said, what is the pattern? What's the overall pattern? That's what we call the trend. And so, excuse me, there may be exceptions to the trend on an individual basis, but when you take all the games together, it looks like it's going down. So I definitely have some concerns if I'm the offensive coordinator. Now, in the real world, we'd like to see what that trend is and maybe make some predictions. So what we do is we like to draw a line of best fit. We like to put a line kind of in the middle of the data and so we can make predictions for future games of how much offense we might get. So the purpose of doing the scatter plot is to make predictions here. So can you read the first sentence here, Lisa, where it says real world?
Real world data does not always fit into a nice straight line.
Okay, pick someone, Lisa. Jaden, can you read the next sentence?
Often a line of text that must be found to make predictions.
Keep going, Jaden. Pick someone else I meant. Avery.
This line is drawn so that the points are evenly distributed above and below the line, seem to cluster above it.
So we want the line to kind of be in the middle of everything, so the points are around it. We don't want the line to be way above or way below it. So what I want you to do right now is get a straight edge, or get someone from your group to get a straight edge. They're over in the blue box there. And I want you to draw your line of best fit.